Freedom's the answer. What's the question? You're listening to Ernest Hancock.
Yeah, what are we fighting for here in Declare your independence of me, Ernest Hancock, here in Phoenix, Arizona, from the beautiful studios of Freedoms of the Nest, freedomsphoenix.com. You know, passing laws, they just have ramifications. Events have ramifications. Different things that happen, just create, choices that people make. I give you a perfect example. Nick comes in, he's all proud of himself. Now look what he got. Look what he got. Oh, it's a magazine. For a Glock. Oh, and it has, wait a minute. It has a lot of 33 rounds go in this thing. 33 rounds. And you know what's interesting about this magazine? He doesn't have a gun to go with it. I'm seriously, what the heck are you doing buying this without a gun to go with it?
Well, I just wanted to get him before I can't.
I know. See, that's how these things work. It's always you want to get it before you can't get it. Because if you don't, you won't be able to get it. So this is what I want to make sure that people understand. Whenever you're going to have any kind of impact, it's like Dianne Feinstein and was it Boxer, I think it was. I remember in the 90s when they did the assault weapons ban. They were saying all of a sudden they saw how much gun sales shot up. And they go, well, that was a violation of the spirit of the law. They shouldn't have been able to, so I'm just going, what'd you think was going to happen? So let's go ahead and talk about the ramifications of the economy and what's going on there and what kind of lessons we can learn from it and what, they're doing. Nick, tell me about the event. You guys showed up right after we got it all set up and everything, and then you guys took over and you started, I guess, talking to people and so on. Tell us what happened.
Well, we put together these little cards to try and get people to start using junk silver. Right now, we're kind of marketing them as a bridge in a conversation. Like you can grab one of them. So if you're talking to somebody about sound money and what real money is, we have these cards that have the junk silver right in them. And on the back, it has the breakdown of what each coin is worth if you assume that silver's at $30. It's a little less than that right now, but so you're able to see this is made of silver and it's worth about $2. So it's a good way to get a conversation going so you can start talking about real money. And Drew was hawking the heck out of them. I think he sold out almost. Maybe he's got one or two left, but it was a big hit. And the speakers there were, all of them came over. Basically, all of them came over and talked about them. Just they were really thrilled with the idea. So we hope to do a lot more with this or stuff like this.
Well, what was the education? I mean, did people understand what you were doing?
Lots of people are like, "Oh, I don't collect coins. I don't really care about that." One guy was even ticked off. He said, "Drew's like, have you started investing in silver?" And he's like, "No, and I'm not gonna." So
why?
I don't know what was up with that dude. He just, and there was another guy who, when we asked if he was invested in silver, he's like, "It's none of your business." And we were like, "Yeah, you're right. It is none of our business. We were just trying to talk, but you don't want to talk about it. It's A-okay with us."
Yeah, we're gonna follow you out to your car. The concept, though, I tell you, there was a lot of people there that were wanting to espouse the concept of getting the government to go back to gold and silver, and that was the mechanism. And as I was talking to some of the people, I'll tell you what their thing was. They felt threatened by what you were doing. They were like, "Oh yeah, well, we need to get the states trading, and we need to get, that doesn't matter. This is you're distracting kind of thing." And I'm going, whoa, this is already able to be done and is going to preempt anything they're going to even be able to someday think about getting somebody to pass. Even though we got legislation here in Arizona for a commemorative gold medallion, 1 ounce medallion, or even in smaller denominations here in Arizona, and they got to get on it because our centennial is next year. So this is something that we did years ago. And in anticipation of this. So that to think that I was going to wait for them, no. So the people that were buying it, they were seeing it as an educational piece or as an investment or a trading piece. Or how were they seeing it?
Well, they weren't really. We weren't really pitching it as an investment piece. We were definitely pitching junk silver. We had some old peace dollars and some old Morgans that we were selling as well, and some halves. Those were for an investment or a hedge against inflation. But these in the first initial run, it's not a junk silver price. It's a little bit more because there's time and labor and materials and stuff that go into it. So with this round, we were pitching them pretty much as a collectible or an idea or a way to start a conversation or prove your point when you're talking to somebody about real money.
Well, what is your point? I mean, what is it you're trying to do, Nick?
That silver has value, and it doesn't matter what Federal Reserve note quantity is printed on this dime. I can trade it to many people that I know for $2 worth of goods or services.
That's one thing that we try to demonstrate by, you go to walletvoting.com and there's a video there how to buy and sell silver. Well, Alma, one of the activists, she went with us down to American Precious Metals here in East Phoenix, and we went up to them and showed people on video. We bring in the silver. We had $49 in silver coins and found out it was worth $1,000. And we're going, okay, that's like 20 to 1. So you go in there and he'll say, all right, a roll of dimes was $105 to buy from him. If you brought in a roll of dimes, he would give you $100 for it. So it's like a 5% swing for his, making money. So it's tradable. It's it's commodity. It's a known quantity. So it became such a good idea that started at the Freedom Summit. We were talking about this, that all of a sudden, it just kind of evolved into, a lot of ways that we could use this as an education and present this. And Nick had a good idea of doing these cards. Now, hand me, here, I got one here. Let me go ahead and put this up. See, you just have a quarter there. It's 90% silver, and it's a 64 earlier. What's this coin worth? More than you think. Then you go on the back, and it has a chart there that shows how much silver actually is in each of these different coins and their ages and so on, so that you can just, right here, it tells you what the value is. Well, we've already started trading these at the gun shows because these guys are pretty much already, kind of set on this anyway. Did you have any success dealing at the gun shows with these? Man,
that ammo can guy loves silver. Yeah, I give him 35 cents for a $10 ammo can. So, it comes out to, it was about a 30% discount. 35 cents roughly was about 7 Federal Reserve notes.
It doesn't take long.
No.
This is what's going to happen. We're going to be using this as an example, videotaping this. We didn't get a lot of videotape at the gun show. They don't like video. They don't like cameras in the gun show.
No, they took Drew's camera, so we couldn't film any of our stuff.
So I got some pictures. But what we do is we take and show people how this is going to happen when the dollar goes, and it's going. There's it's not if and when or if, it's when. So what we're going to do is have an education, an educated populace that understands what's already available to use. We have droid apps that they've already done. We'll show you that when we come back, and websites that you can trade in silver.